squinting an eye in my direction. "Hon, I like this ring. It's the one you gave me when you asked me to marry you. Who cares about the size? It's the thought behind it that I love. And you. I kind of love you too." I smiled in spite of myself as she added, "I'll take the obscenely humongous house, though." That had me sputtering out a laugh. How did I get so lucky? Just look at that girl. She was incredible inside and out. Nobody smiled like Bren. Nobody laughed harder. Nobody looked finer. Nobody fucked better. Nobody loved me more. If I could have created the perfect woman in a lab, it would have been Brenda Renetti. Brenda Renetti Edwards. My forever girl. Part 1. From the High to the Low. Chapter 1. Promise from the Heart. Eddie. Saturday, July 26th, 1975. The wedding was out of sight. 200 friends and family from across the country had gathered together to celebrate. We'd lost touch with a bunch of our friends long ago, but used the excuse of our nuptials to get us all in the same room again. It was really nice to see everyone after so much time. Since Bren's parents weren't in our lives, and seeing as I was an only child, my folks generously offered to flip the bill. It was the only time in my life that they approached a financial situation with the attitude of, money is no object. Trust me when I tell you that my father was tighter with the dollar than Fred Mertz, so it took a few weeks before we could believe they were serious. Once we were sure their offer was genuine, we allowed ourselves to go a little overboard with the planning. We booked the grand ballroom at the Shermer Heights Country Club. Brenda had worked there ever since we were teenagers, and I knew she never thought she'd ever be able to enjoy the place as a guest. But I went out of my way to ensure she'd be treated as the royal princess she always dreamed she'd be. If I couldn't give her a fairy tale life, I could at least deliver a storybook day. But because Brenda was so unused to throwing cash around, there were times early on during the planning when she had a hard time believing she could. She'd bite her lip and aim those innocent brown eyes at me, asking, "Are you sure this is okay?" And I'd always encourage her with, "Yes, baby. You want it? You got it." After a while, she simply stopped asking and just started going for it. I was pretty sure I'd created a monster. I think if I had to pinpoint the exact moment when Brenda's ambitions went from stagnant to obsessed, it would undoubtedly be during the year we were engaged. She'd gotten a taste of the good life, and from that point on, she never stopped pining for it. Honestly, though, it was like she was born to spend money because, I gotta say, she sure as hell knew what to do with it when she got her hands on some. The end result of all her planning was pretty incredible. We'd splurged for the white silk seat covers and more expensive table linens because, according to Bren, they provided the appropriate shimmer. She'd insisted on the dozens of white candles on each and every table, and the glow they created really made the place look even more amazing than it already was. They blazed at the base of every humongous floral centerpiece, creating an umbrella of animated shadows across the entire dome ceiling. The arrangements were brightly colored roses, carnations, and a bunch of other flowers that I didn't know the names of. We'd brought a few vases back to our hotel room, and the scent filled my nostrils as I lounged out on our humongous king-sized bed. We just opened all our wedding gifts, marveling at the wads of cash we pulled from each and every envelope. The 10s, 20s, 50s strewn all over the covers. I was lying there amidst those scattered bills, feeling like I was on top of the world. A stunning woman, a pile of cash, a cold beer in my hand. Who could ever want more than that out of life? I watched Bren as she stood in front of the full-length mirror, removing her veil and dismantling the bobby pins that held her dark hair piled on top of her head. I jabbed a finger into the knot at my neck, loosening my bow tie. I'd originally embarked on a weak campaign on behalf of my best man, Anthony, to ditch the accompanying ruffled shirts, but Brenda wouldn't hear of it. That was okay. I'd do anything for her. "Come here, babe," I said. "You look too gorgeous to be standing so far away from me." I patted the mattress at my side, offering her an invitation to sit down. Or, to do other stuff. Brenda turned from the mirror with a smile. She was the most beautiful woman in the world. But I'd never seen her looking quite that good before. That's because she was finally wearing my last name, Mrs. Brenda Edwards.